Now let me ask you this. Have you been dealing with swollen ankles, waking up at night to urinate, or just feeling tired and sluggish all the time? These symptoms might seem minor, but they often point to something deeper. Your kidneys working overtime. That's right. And before we go any further, let me say this. This isn't one of those extreme detox, your kidneys in 24 hours gimmicks you see popping up online. We are not pushing juice fasts or miracle powders that cost you $50 for 3 days. What we're sharing today is rooted in real human biology. The kidneys are brilliantly designed to cleanse the body, but only if they're given the right foundational support. So, our goal is not to force a harsh detox. It's to restore the kidney's own quiet, innate ability to filter, balance, and protect you for life. I want to get to know you better. Write your name and which city you are watching from in the comments below. Let's start with the basics, because before we talk about cleansing or restoring anything, we have to understand what the kidneys actually do. These two little bean-shaped organs, tucked away in your back, are the ultimate life filters. Think of them like the sophisticated water treatment plant for your entire body, constantly running a quality check. Every single day, your kidneys filter between 50 and 70 gallons of blood. They regulate your blood pressure, which is critical because if the pressure is too high, it physically strains the delicate filtering units, the nephrons, leading to damage over time. They are also masters of chemical balance, controlling essential electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and calcium that are necessary for your heart to beat, your muscles to move, and your brain to think. If that chemical balance is off, the consequences affect every major system. That's why when people experience kidney decline, they don't just feel sore, they feel universally unwell. The problem is that kidney damage rarely announces itself with a dramatic flare-up. It creeps in quietly over time, whispering through symptoms we often dismiss as just getting older or stress. Are your eyes puffy when you wake up, or do you notice your socks leave deep indentations around your ankles even after a normal day? That's fluid retention, and it's a sign your fluid balance is tipping out of control. Do you constantly feel a deep, penetrating fatigue that a good night's sleep just won't shake? That's often the accumulation of waste products in the blood that the kidneys couldn't filter out efficiently. Perhaps the most common red flag is waking up multiple times at night to urinate, what doctors call nocturia. If you are getting up more than once, especially if you are under 60, your kidneys may be struggling to concentrate urine properly, dumping fluid excessively at night when your blood pressure naturally dips. We need to catch these whispers before they become screams, and that starts by adjusting the two foundational habits that govern kidney health: how you hydrate and what your internal blood chemistry looks like. Let's talk about the first foundational habit, hydration. Everybody knows they need to drink water, right? But the mistake most Americans make is how they drink it. We live in a culture of extreme hydration. We grab a huge 32-ounce insulated bottle and chug half of it during a meeting, and then forget about it for hours. When you rapidly dump a large volume of water into your system, you temporarily overwhelm the kidneys. They have to rush to process that massive influx of fluid all at once, which creates undue stress and forces electrolyte shifts. The kidneys thrive not on volume, but on consistency. They prefer a slow, steady stream. The ideal habit is sipping a small glass. Think 4 to 6 ounces every 30 to 60 minutes throughout your waking day. This maintains a steady, optimal fluid level, allowing the nephrons to filter calmly and efficiently without the shock of a sudden deluge. Furthermore, always prioritize clean, filtered water. Tap water quality varies wildly across the U.S., and every chemical, trace heavy metal, or pollutant your local system doesn't remove is something your kidneys have to expend energy handling. Filtered water is a courtesy to your body's hardest working filters. The second foundational habit is managing your internal blood chemistry, which is a direct consequence of your diet. Many of us unintentionally create an acidic internal environment that makes the kidney's job far harder than it should be. When we consume high amounts of animal protein, processed foods, and excessive sodium, we generate metabolic waste products like uric acid and phosphorus. The body has to neutralize and excrete this acidic overload, and the burden falls heavily on the kidneys. It's like asking them to run a marathon every single day while carrying a 50-pound backpack. This constant fight against acidity is draining. The key shift here is moving toward alkaline-forming, fiber-rich foods. This doesn't mean you have to go completely vegan, but increasing your intake of foods like fresh greens, berries, apples, and high-fiber grains provides two major benefits. First, these foods act as natural buffers, neutralizing some of the acidic load before it even gets to the kidneys. Second, the increased fiber allows the gut, your body's secondary elimination pathway, to handle a larger portion of the metabolic waste. If the gut works better, the kidneys get a much-needed break. This dietary adjustment isn't about deprivation, it's about intelligent load management, shifting waste elimination away from the delicate filtration system. We often focus on what we should take, like a pill or a supplement, when true restoration comes from removing the obstacles and supporting these two fundamental rhythms: consistent hydration and balanced blood chemistry. If you can master these two habits, you have laid the groundwork for lifelong kidney protection. But sometimes, years of subtle strain require a little more specific intervention. To truly restore function, we need 5 critical lifestyle shifts that help the kidneys repair and rebuild, and 5 powerful natural herbs that gently nourish their function without harsh cleansing. If you ignore these next steps, the hidden damage continues, even if you are drinking filtered water. We need to talk specifically about how your sleep quality and even your over-the-counter pain medication habits are secretly accelerating kidney aging, and how a few dollars worth of certain herbs can make the difference between silent deterioration and lasting health. Accelerating kidney aging, and how a few dollars worth of certain herbs can make the difference between silent deterioration and lasting health. Let's begin with the biggest non-dietary stressor on your filtration system: the quality of your sleep. Many people with subtle kidney issues start experiencing nocturia, that frustrating need to wake up 2 or 3 times a night to use the restroom. This isn't just an inconvenience. It's a symptom of your kidneys struggling to manage fluid balance while you rest. When you achieve deep, restorative sleep, your body releases crucial hormones, specifically antidiuretic hormone, ADH. This hormone signals to the kidneys to conserve water overnight, concentrating the urine so you can sleep through. If your sleep is constantly interrupted or shallow, your ADH production is disrupted, and the kidneys are forced to process water inefficiently, leading to constant nighttime pressure. Think of deep sleep as the essential time your kidneys use to recalibrate their fluid pressure gauge. If they don't get that solid 6 to 8 hour block, they are operating under stress, leading to long-term fatigue even if you spend hours in bed. The second shift requires movement. We've talked about the symptom of puffy eyes in the morning and swollen ankles by the evening. When we sit for long stretches, gravity ensures that fluid pools in the lowest extremities. This fluid pooling increases the overall blood volume and pressure on your entire circulatory system, including the delicate filters in your kidneys. Even a brisk 20-minute walk around the neighborhood acts as a natural pump, forcing that trapped fluid back into circulation and easing the workload on your kidneys. This simple habit is free, effective, and immediately reduces the hydraulic stress on those overworked filters. Third, we must address the invisible threat lurking in the American diet: excessive sodium. Many people focus on salt from the shaker, but the real danger is the hidden sodium in processed snacks, canned goods, and restaurant meals. When you flood your system with sodium, your body retains extra water to dilute it. This retention increases your blood volume, literally turning up the pressure dial inside your arteries and forcing your kidneys to filter a larger, more pressurized river of blood. Cutting out processed foods drastically is the single best pressure release valve you can offer your kidneys. This isn't just about blood pressure. It's about reducing the sheer physical force applied to the nephrons every second of every day. Now, let's tackle the most insidious habit that often causes silent, cumulative tissue damage: the overuse of over-the-counter painkillers like ibuprofen or naproxen. If you suffer from chronic headaches, knee pain, or menstrual cramps and pop a few of these pills every week, listen closely. Nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, reduce pain by blocking specific enzymes. Unfortunately, your kidneys rely on some of those very same enzymes to maintain steady blood flow to themselves. When you regularly take NSAIDs, you subtly restrict the blood supply to the filtering units, which leads to slow, hidden damage and accelerates kidney aging. For occasional use, they are fine, but relying on them as a regular crutch is like driving your car without oil. It will eventually seize up. Finding the root cause of the pain, rather than masking it with substances that stress the kidneys, is vital. The fifth critical shift is respecting your body's elimination rhythms. There are two simple, daily habits that cause silent strain we often overlook. First, never hold your urine. When you delay urination because you are busy, you are allowing the bladder to become an incubation chamber for bacteria. This significantly increases the risk of urinary tract infections that can back up and put severe pressure on the kidneys. If you feel the urge, go. Second, never skip breakfast entirely. When you skip that first meal, especially if you also restrict calories aggressively later, your body reads this as a signal of famine and goes into conservation mode, actively holding on to water and sodium. A light, early breakfast, even just a piece of fruit and a handful of nuts, signals to your system that resources are available, allowing it to relax and eliminate waste efficiently, rather than holding on to every drop. These 5 lifestyle adjustments drastically reduce the strain. But what if your kidneys are already running on fumes? What if they need active support to rebuild? This is where we integrate 5 powerful, time-tested natural herbs. I'm not talking about some harsh, commercial detox kit promising an aggressive flush. We are talking about gentle biological nourishment designed to soothe and strengthen the nephrons themselves without stripping your body of essential minerals. First, we use corn silk. This is the silky thread you pull off an ear of corn. Historically, it's been used as a mild diuretic. Unlike harsh chemical diuretics, corn silk gently encourages the release of excess water without causing the frantic mineral loss that can further stress the system. It helps reduce fluid retention and soothes inflammation in the urinary tract. Second, look for philanthus, often called stonebreaker. While its name suggests dealing with stones, and it can certainly help relax the urinary tract to pass small deposits, its real power lies in its strong anti-inflammatory properties, which calm down the irritation that years of acidic blood chemistry have caused inside the kidneys. Our third support herb is dandelion root. You usually think of dandelion as a liver helper, and that's true, but the liver and kidneys work as a dynamic duo. By stimulating the liver's natural elimination pathways, dandelion helps process metabolic waste before it reaches the kidneys, lightening their load and increasing gentle urine output. Fourth, we utilize horsetail. This herb is incredibly rich in silica, a mineral essential for strengthening the connective tissues in your body, including the internal structure of the kidneys. Horsetail is a potent, short-term diuretic, perfect for when you need to address acute fluid retention, but it should be rotated with gentler supports. Finally, we turn to parsley. Parsley is truly a daily hero. It helps the body excrete excess sodium and water, making it a powerful, gentle diuretic suitable for continuous use in the form of a tea or fresh juice. It's accessible, inexpensive, and actively supports the balance the kidneys are fighting for every day. The combination of reducing strain through those 5 critical lifestyle shifts and supporting the healing process with these 5 gentle herbal allies is the true path to kidney restoration. We don't aim for an aggressive, stressful flush. We aim for stability, rhythm, and resilience. If you integrate these changes, your body will respond by reducing the subtle signals of distress, the chronic fatigue, the brain fog, and the puffiness. A great starting point is committing to a 3-day kidney reset once a month. A short period focused on deep rest, consistent clean hydration, 0 processed inputs, and a gentle rotation of these herbs. Your kidneys don't scream when they are in trouble. They whisper through your energy levels and the clarity of your mind. By listening to those whispers and providing intelligent, sustained support, you ensure that these vital filters remain clean, efficient, and protected for decades to come. But the real power isn't just in knowing the steps, it's in integrating them into a sustainable rhythm. We combine the internal support from those 5 herbal allies, the silica from horsetail, the buffering power of parsley, and the liver-kidney partnership supported by dandelion, with the foundational lifestyle habits. The result is the system reset. We call it the 3-day kidney reset, and it's meant to be a monthly maintenance period, like giving your car an oil change before the engine breaks down. For these 72 hours, you focus intently on 4 things: deep, uninterrupted rest, consistent, clean hydration. Remember, small sips every hour, absolutely 0 processed foods, and the gentle, rotational use of the supportive herbs we just discussed. The beauty of this short, structured reset is that it gives the kidneys a vacation without stressing the rest of your system. You are dramatically lowering the acidic load, allowing blood pressure to stabilize naturally, and providing the precise micronutrients needed for tissue repair. You aren't flushing violently, you are stabilizing deeply. When you do this, you realize just how quickly the body responds to intelligent support. Within those 3 days, people consistently report a noticeable reduction in that morning puffiness. The eyes are clearer, and the swelling around the ankles is diminished. The afternoon slump that you've been fighting with caffeine for years starts to lift, signaling that your body is clearing metabolic waste more efficiently and your energy factories, the mitochondria, aren't being poisoned by built-up toxins. And perhaps the most welcome change for many, the need to wake up multiple times in the night to urinate starts to fade, meaning your ADH hormone is finally regulating fluid balance correctly while you sleep. Remember, achieving kidney resilience is not about achieving perfection every day. It's about establishing a consistent, protective rhythm. Our kidneys are designed to filter for a century, but only if we stop pouring acid and inflammation into them daily. By prioritizing consistent hydration, shifting your blood chemistry away from chronic acidity, respecting your body's rhythms through sleep and movement, and providing targeted herbal nourishment, you are building long-term defense. Don't wait for the symptoms to become a crisis. Don't wait until the whispers turn into screams. Listen to the subtle signs of fatigue, the afternoon fog, and the persistent puffiness, and commit to providing the stable, gentle support your kidneys truly need. This is the path to ensuring your internal filters remain clean, robust, and working silently for you, protecting your health and energy for decades to come. So, how exactly do you execute this restorative 3-day kidney reset? It's far simpler than you think, but it requires commitment to the structure. Think of this as your monthly health mini vacation. First, you need to mark those 72 hours on your calendar. I recommend Friday evening through Monday morning, or any period where you can truly minimize work stress and maximize rest. This isn't the time for a big cross-country move or an intense work deadline. It's about signaling safety to your body. The plan itself is straightforward. For 72 hours, we strip away the stressors and flood the system with clean, gentle support. Step 1 is the input rule. You must eliminate all processed foods, refined sugars, artificial sweeteners, and excessive salt. Your fuel for these 3 days should consist primarily of alkaline-forming foods, smoothies loaded with spinach, kale, and berries, baked sweet potatoes, vegetable broths, and plenty of apples and pears. Keep your protein intake light, focusing on plant-based sources or small amounts of lean fish if necessary. But keep the red meat and heavy dairy off the menu entirely during this short window. Step 2 is precision hydration. Set an hourly alarm on your phone, and every time it goes off, take 3 to 5 ounces of pure, filtered water. Don't chug half a liter at once. That just overwhelms the bladder. We want that slow, consistent trickle feeding the nephrons, ensuring optimal filtering pressure without stress. This is also where you integrate your chosen gentle herbs. Pick 2, perhaps a cup of dandelion tea in the morning to support the liver and elimination, and a cup of parsley tea in the evening to gently aid fluid balance before sleep. Rotate these, but keep it simple. Step 3 is non-negotiable rest. Your goal is to maximize sleep quality, aiming for 9 hours per night if possible. Remember, sleep is when the critical ADH hormone does its best work, regulating your overnight fluid retention. During the day, replace high-intensity exercise with gentle, easy movement. A 30-minute slow walk outside is perfect. It boosts circulation and helps drain excess fluid from your lower extremities, reducing that common ankle swelling, but it doesn't create the metabolic stress that a high-intensity workout would. Remember, we are stabilizing deeply, not sprinting. When you follow this simple 72-hour blueprint once a month, you are systematically reducing the acidic load, allowing blood pressure to soften, and providing the exact environment necessary for cellular repair in the kidneys. This isn't a quick fix. It's the establishment of a protective rhythm, a rhythm that ensures your kidneys, the silent heroes of your body, remain clean, robust, and capable of protecting your overall health for decades. Stop waiting for the crises to hit, and instead, listen to the body's subtle whispers, the fatigue, the brain fog, and the puffiness. Commit to giving your filters the intelligent, consistent support they deserve. We cover deeper dives into specific herbal preparations and personalized nutrient protocols every week here at Much More Health, because we believe that proactive, informed health decisions are the only way to truly unlock a long, vibrant life. Now I want to know if you liked the video. Leave a rating from 0 to 10 in the comments so we know if we are on the right track.